The biggest gold heists in history. Gold has fascinated humanity for thousands of years. It has financed wars, built empires, and symbolized ultimate power. But wherever gold accumulates, crime follows. Throughout history, some of the most daring and mysterious robberies have centered around this precious metal. From wartime plunder to meticulously planned airport heists, these stories feel like Hollywood scripts, yet they are entirely real. The Nazi gold train, trains of death. When Nazi Germany invaded Europe, it did not seize only land, it seized wealth. More than 600 tons of gold were confiscated from national banks and private citizens. One of the most enduring legends is the so-called gold train, allegedly loaded with Polish and Jewish gold and hidden in underground tunnels in the Sudeten mountains. Despite modern technology and repeated searches, no confirmed treasure has ever been found. The mystery continues to fuel treasure hunters and historians alike. Heathrow, 1983, Britain's biggest robbery. In November 1983, a small group of armed robbers broke into a Brinks-Mat warehouse at Heathrow Airport. What they discovered exceeded their expectations: 3 tons of gold. The gold was later melted down and recast, effectively erasing its origin. Although several perpetrators were arrested, much of the gold was never recovered. The robbery also unleashed decades of violent reprisals within London's criminal underworld, making it one of Britain's most infamous crimes. Yamashita's treasure, the Philippine legend. During World War II, Japanese forces looted vast quantities of gold across Asia. According to legend, General Tomoyuki Yamashita hid this treasure in secret caves in the Philippines before Japan's surrender. Some claim the hidden gold amounts to more than 200 tons. Over the decades, treasure hunters have searched relentlessly. Claims of discovery have surfaced, but none have been definitively proven. The story remains one of the greatest unresolved treasure legends of the 20th century. Brazil, 2005, the underground tunnel heist. In 2005, criminals in Brazil executed one of the most technically sophisticated robberies in history. Disguised as a landscaping company, they rented a nearby property and spent months digging a 78-meter tunnel beneath the central bank in Fortaleza. The tunnel had lighting, ventilation, and structural reinforcement. When they finally broke into the vault, they escaped with more than $70 million and significant quantities of gold. Much of the stolen wealth was never recovered. The Lufthansa heist, gold, and mafia violence. In December 1978, members of the New York Mafia carried out a daring robbery at JFK Airport's Lufthansa cargo warehouse. They stole millions of dollars in cash and nearly $1 million in gold. The crime later inspired the film Goodfellas, but the real story was even darker. In the aftermath, many of the participants were murdered to eliminate witnesses and loose ends. The gold itself was never found, adding another layer of mystery to an already legendary crime. The disappearing gold of Iraq. Following the 2003 invasion of Iraq, chaos engulfed Baghdad. During this period, large quantities of gold reportedly vanished from the central bank's vaults. Official explanations cited civilian looting, yet some researchers believe the removal was organized and systematic. To this day, there is no clear answer as to where much of that gold ended up. Competing theories suggest it may have been transferred abroad, but definitive proof remains elusive. Peru, 2019, highway gold robbery. In 2019, armed robbers intercepted a truck transporting gold from a Peruvian mine near Lima. In a swift and calculated operation, they forced the drivers out and transferred roughly 1 ton of gold into their own vehicle. Although authorities recovered a portion of the stolen metal, most of it disappeared into criminal networks. The case highlights how even modern transport systems remain vulnerable to well-organized criminal groups. Why criminals prefer gold over diamonds? Criminologists often ask, why is gold such a frequent target compared to diamonds? The answer lies in its flexibility and universality. Gold can be melted down, reshaped, and recast without leaving identifiable traces. Diamonds, by contrast, often have unique characteristics and traceable records. Gold's anonymity and global acceptance make it especially attractive to criminals seeking to erase evidence and move wealth across borders. Conclusion: gold never truly disappears. History shows a consistent pattern. Stolen gold rarely reappears in its original form. Instead, it is melted, recast, and reintroduced into the market as jewelry, coins, or new bullion bars. Gold cannot be destroyed, only transformed. That is perhaps the greatest irony. While it may vanish from vaults and trains, it still exists somewhere in the world. Hidden, reshaped, and waiting, it continues its journey through history.